Hello and welcome back to Sitting Chatting. I'm Whyte.
And I'm Jamie Allan.
So, how you been today, mate?
Right, mate, aye. I'm just working away on like something.
Just to put it into perspective, I'm unwell, but you know, Jamie likes to
Wow.
play that across.
Wow, unwell. That's aye.
Yeah, no, I apologise, I'm at fault for this one being a day late due to my illness, so, well, I hope you can forgive me.
Aye, I know. My illness, he says. I was ready. I was ready. That's all I was
Yeah,
saying.
no, that's fine.
I stuck to my word. I was ready, you know.
Yeah, being a dick, if you know that. Alright, then I suppose then this will give you a start, because I've noticed since going to uni, I've managed to get more unwell more often, I think.
Mm.
And that's probably due to a number of factors, unhealthy lifestyle probably being one of them. However, obviously everyone gets unwell at some point. Then what's the worst you've ever been from being unwell? The absolute worst.
You taking alcohol in the equation.
Do you have two? We can have it. Alright, how about that then? We do alcohol and then we do
Right.
and then we do that.
Alcohol was definitely after your party. After your 18th party.
We describe my after party of 18, so we don't need to say it. However, if you want to listen to, I think it's the first one we ever did.
I think it was the 18th. That was the worst ever with alcohol. I felt fucking horrible.
Is that why you didn't show up to my 19th?
No, not at all.
It's like shit, I can't handle this again.
However, what I will say is my worst feeling unwell
Mm.
due to natural causes, shall we say. I still didn't know. Honestly, I
You're
didn't know.
never really unwell that much, are you?
I'm not, nah. And if I am, I fucking tank through it like a big man that I am. You know, I didn't bitch about it. And,
excuse me, I'm not bitching about it.
you know, I didn't cancel plans for the fans. You get me?
Yeah, fuck off.
No, honestly, I can't remember the last time I was. I remember the last time I was unwell, but it was like a man flu. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I mean, everyone gets that sort of thing. I just think that I get maybe that more frequently since I've gone into uni sort of thing, or college. I'm going to stop saying uni.
What would you blame that on though? Would you blame that on meeting so many people?
I mean, no offence, I know you meet a lot of people throughout the day in your sort of store, and I know because it's quite a close environment, if you get one person unwell, it's likely to spread more. But because I'm in a class with maybe 20 folk, and then I'm walking around the hallways of another 500 or something. Plus also if I go up to uni or I go into the bars after college or whatever, you know, I can encounter up to maybe, you know, a couple of hundred people each day sort of thing. And maybe just from that you get more unwell.
I suppose.
From alcohol, the worst I've ever been was one time my ma was out. I drank 2 litres of vodka, most of which was mixed, but yeah, that's that. I don't know what else has happened there. What I really need to do is find out something, because see when I was younger,
Right, how young are we talking?
I don't know, we're going maybe 16 to 18, right?
Right.
When I was drinking a lot sort of then, yeah, I had incredible, I know this is going to sound weird, right, my gag reflexes were fine sort of thing. I know this is going to sound odd, right, but see genuinely now, right, see if anyone's smoking near me, I genuinely feel like I'm about to throw up now from that. And I think that's turned into alcohol, because apart from Jaeger bombs now, I can't do any shot anymore without feeling like I'm about to throw up. But the worst for me is cigarettes. I genuinely can't be near a person anymore with I'm just I'm about to be sick just from smelling the smoke smell.
I get disgusted by the smell.
I get disgusted, but my mates started smoking when they were 14. If anything, I should be getting more used to it now. But in the last year or so, every time when my mates start smoking, and if I'm near it, if I inhale that, I feel like I'm genuinely about to vomit. And that's sort of gone into alcohol, and I don't know why, because it's something I never used to suffer from.
Well,
if you're a doctor out there or know more about gag reflexes, hit us up, because they'll put a business email into the YouTube description.
But I get it with smoke. Smell smoke fucking disgusts me.
It's honestly just the worst smell.
It's
There's
horrible.
There's nothing worse going into your mate's house or a relative's house and that, and the smoke inside, and the smell of the house is just awful.
We get customers on a daily basis.
Yeah, smokers.
Stinking of smoking is. You're like, oh, don't I serve you?
I know, it's horrible, isn't it? Like, I get like it's an addiction. I get like how nicotine's a big problem and all that, but I don't. I just think most of them just don't give a shit. I know none of my mates really give a shit about it.
Eat a bit of chewing gum. I mean, it's the least you can do is eat a bit of chewing gum afterwards.
No, for me, it isn't like their breath. Like,
no, I mean, I talk about it in my perspective. Like when I talk to them, serving them as a customer, like, I'm like, fucking please just eat a bit of chewing gum.
Eat a bit of chewing gum.
Eat a bit of chewing gum because it is absolutely horrible. What I will say is the smell. It's hard to get rid of the smell once it's there, though, isn't it? It's a bit like.
Well, that's the thing, like, right, so see if, like, I go away, right, and buy a house at some point soon, yeah. See if I go into this house, right, and it looks perfect, like, see if it's got everything I don't know what would be the credentials of my first house, but imagine, like, I've got... pool. Oh, yeah, my first house, I'm like, right, what I'm needing, right, is an indoor pool, tennis court, that sort of thing. No, but in all seriousness, right, if I'm going to look for my first house, right, probably the minimum things I'll need are maybe, like, 2 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, you know, like the very basic sort of thing. 1 bathroom with a shower, that sort of thing, right?
Standard living house.
Now, see if this house, right, is absolutely perfect, has all those credentials, it's for a cheap price, yeah. But say if folk have been smoking in it, I wouldn't take it because it's basically impossible to get rid of that smell. Cause
well, I know what you mean.
See, my first Corsa that I ever owned, yeah, the previous owner was a smoker and smoked in that. And like, despite, especially when I first owned it, every day before I went to it, I sprayed it with like Febreze stuff to try and get rid of it. And even with me being in the car who never smokes, my mates never smoked in my car. Even with like us like always driving around in that car, even by the time I went to go and sell the car,
impossible.
It was still in the car. And that's a very confined space. Imagine what it's like in a full house with folks smoking multiple rooms. Like, you're never going to get rid of it, are you?
Sticks to the carpets, the curtains and shit. It's just a horrible
I know, you basically have to do like a full like redecoration of the house, even if it's brand new.
Oh, it's disgusting.
You've never smoked before, have you?
No.
No. But I mean, it's
not once.
Does your family smoke at all?
People in my family do.
Like, do your mum and dad and that?
My immediate family doesn't. My mum and dad used to.
Did they do it even when like you were around as a kid, sort of thing?
Nah. I think they both stopped by the time that I was born.
Yeah. Because the people in my immediate family, my dad smoked until I was 15, I think, but like he'd. From memory, he never did it in the car when I was in it. I don't think he did, but like you could still get a smell sort of in it. And he never smoked in the house, which I really appreciate because I wouldn't want to fucking go in there if I always smelled the smoke.
Is this something since alcohol? Was this before alcohol you felt like this as well?
Like the smell of smoke really affected me. Oh no, it's definitely after alcohol. Because like, I never liked the smell of smoke before. Like, see when my mates were smoking, I didn't like it. I thought it smelled disgusting. But now I'm genuinely...
But you could tolerate it back then?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in the last year though. See if like my mates are smoking, I genuinely get like so close to throwing up every time just from smelling it. And that isn't natural, and I wonder what it is.
I don't know.
It's quite a weird one.
No, I know what you mean though. Like, but I'm the same. Like, if there's places where the smoke is getting blown, it's like, horrifying. Like,
to be fair as well, I mean, for me it might be another problem because by the time I left high school, all apart from 2 of my close mates smoked regularly, and you know, so always being around that meant maybe I didn't really affect it. However, since coming to college, only one of my mates smokes regularly, and 2 of them occasionally smoke, but the rest of them don't touch it. So maybe it's just because I don't smell it as much often. Regular, my friend Keelan.
Okay. And how often do you see him?
Well, this year I'm actually seeing that. I don't get to see him that much now because we don't live in the same block of flats. But last year I saw him most days, sort of thing. But I mean, he go outside to have a fact. So like he could smoke inside the dorms. So like I wasn't always around him when he still smoked. And the rest of the 2 would only smoke if they're either high or if like we're on a night out sort of thing, they're heavy pissed.
Smoking, with folk who get high, that I can tolerate that sort of smell, but
even that one, like I don't get close to throwing up with that one, but that's still a disgusting smell to me.
I can tolerate it. I can tolerate it. That's as far as I'll go. It's It's not a great smell, but I can tolerate it.
I still get kind of surprised the way they went with like my mates that do it, because smoking's kind of a thing that's died down in trend quite a lot. Especially like, okay, not maybe necessarily like your party and drinking smokers, like the folk that will only smoke if they're
drunk.
got out. I mean, that's always been a thing, but like I still know a lot of people that still smoke on the regular, and I don't know, it's quite a rare thing. Maybe not in this country, but it's still quite a rare thing to see now. I think like folk around their age smoking.
Well, I agree. Well, see, the thing is, James, it works for me. As of, I don't know if it was a New Year's resolution or if it was.
It's quite impressive if it was, and he's gone this far with it.
I think it was. He's not smoked up until now.
It's probably the best New Year's resolution, like the best way of New Year's resolutions.
In all fairness, he cut to vaping, right? So
has he still got nicotine in that?
No.
No, zero.
It's oils, and it's
and he's doing really well then.
Aye, and he's going to get rid of the vaping at the end of this year.
That's decent now.
He's still fucking brilliant, like, but you know what I mean? It just proves that it's no. People say it's addicting, but it proves that it can be easily removed out of your life. See,
I know it depends on the person. So, like, see for like, I hope he won't mind, and I'll ask him before I upload this. But I'm going to use you as an example, because when we were about 16, 17, well, no, I probably would have been about 16. When me and him started going to the gym more often, like at the school, because we used to go to the school gym twice a week. Like, especially at the start, Ewan was like really struggling with like heavy breathing and stamina issues. And the guy's fitter than me, I've got no problem saying that. However, because of this, it's obviously holding him back, sort of thing. And I used to always pester my mates when they first started smoking, but then I gave up with it. And then with Ewan again, I was sort of like, here, look, cut it out, see how well you do, and then sort of thing. So eventually, because he used to be on something like 6 fags a day, then he willed it. Then, like, I'm not joking you, after a week he managed to cut out his system by taking away 1 each day, sort of thing. And like, see, the first time he went to the gym, he struggled like fuck. We could only do about half an hour because he has zero nicotine in him, and then like he was dying because of that. But then after another week, he was like completely off and he was fine. He was getting on to run. Unfortunately, due to other things, he went back to it eventually, and he hasn't given up. Oh yeah, no, that's what it was. It's because so he stayed off it for about 2 to 3 months, I think it was, and then at his job, basically, if you're not a smoker, you don't get a break, because they get a smoke break for 5 minutes a day. And if you're not a smoker, then you don't get a break. And he does 8 hour shifts, and he's like, nah, fuck that, I'm getting a break.
You're legally allowed a break though.
I maybe need to ask me as well if this gets cut out or not, but no, what happens there's quite illegal, but yeah.
I now know where he works. Well, I know where he works.
Yeah, we won't say it on the podcast where he works. Like it matters, because...
Mackenzie, I walked past him when I left the shop today.
Don't say the place he works at.
No. I walked past him today when I was coming to the shop. I was completely fucking blind. I was just like on my phone.
Wow, passion food, yeah.
But for some reason he was like whispering. I don't know why. He was like, Jabba. I was like, the fuck?
It's a ghost.
He was like, right. So what the fuck are you whispering for? It was just a weird thing, but
what is he haunted?
No, and it was with somebody else. I don't know actually who it was with, but Ewan's brand new. No. Well, I don't know. Actually, I probably should have said that. Actually, I don't know.
Poor person's getting offended.
I know. Could have been a guy, could have been a woman. I actually didn't see, so I didn't take offence to that.
But yeah, so if you've just joined us again, it means that I cut out what I had to say previously, and it doesn't matter about the story, and we'll move on now.
Pretty much.
So from here, I know this doesn't transition very well into it, but I didn't have much of a plan for today, mainly because I didn't think of much. But been watching.
He's ill.
No. I'm not using that as an excuse. Shut up. I'm not using that as my excuse. Right. I genuinely like. The weird thing for me and Jamie, right, doing these podcasts is that we've had about 3 or 4 where like I've not been sure what to talk about, and then they still usually come out alright, so I'm hoping I'm more.
I thought you were going to say 3 or 4 have been ill.
Nah, only about 2. But yeah, no, so obviously watching the news a wee bit more recently because I was keeping up with the Las Vegas gun shootings.
Again, I thought you were going to say keeping up with the Kardashians. I need to start jumping to conclusions.
That's a really high jump into the conclusion.
Oh dear. Aye, carry on though, the Vegas shooting.
Yeah, no, so obviously biggest shooting in America ever. Over 508, I think it said, injured upon last reviewing, and 58 have been killed. Took place, I think he shot out the 32nd story of a window and obviously just opened fire with an automatic machine gun.
Disgusting bastard.
I mean, I don't know what, right, so maybe it's just because I was younger, right, but do you remember, and I'm going to sound really bad here because I can't quite remember, it's like Sandyville school shooting. Do you remember, like,
I know what you're talking about.
Remember about maybe like 5 years ago that was the big one, and I don't know from there, like every month or every like 2 months there seems to have been a new one since then, every single time, and obviously this kind of tops it now at this point. They said today as well they found like things on his body, like they found like maps and that, so they think he was trying to escape afterwards, but obviously I think what they said, like the police force basically says, because like he got a wee bit overcarried with himself and he kept, well, I think he was overcarried with himself, he was killing people by basically shot too many people and he'd ran out of time to escape and he realised that, so
the
that's
thing
why
is,
he killed
what
himself.
I saw was that on the news basically it was like, you know how you've got the reporter outside the hotel and shit, she was basically saying that he mapped, just like what he says, he had mapped out his whole escape route. But what they reckon is it took him too long to reload the gun to get the second load away. That he had ran out of time to.
I thought it was because they said he was killing too many people. Like they ran out of time for that reason.
He panicked.
Like couldn't reload the gun properly.
This is obviously can't confirm it because he's dead.
Yeah.
But they assume that he panicked and just took his own life just to. Well, obviously, why would you know? In that case, well, I mean, why would you do it in the first place is obviously the real question. But no moving on as such, right? But I've got something that links in with the story. Right. However, in a way, is bringing it a lighter mood, shall we say? So obviously, I got 2 customers into the shop the other week.
Did they kill you?
They didn't. Unfortunately, I'm still here.
I need my co-host.
But exactly, aye. They came in and they were asking about American calling for here to America, and obviously I was explaining exactly how they can do it and stuff like that. And I was like, "What is it for?" And they were like, "My son and my daughter works over there." And I was like, "Cool." And they were like, "In Las Vegas." And I was like, "Ah, right, okay." Touch the subject, and I don't know if I want to go into anything.
Yeah, so you weren't sure where to bring it up.
Aye, so I felt like no uncomfortable, but I felt like.
Should I bring it up?
Aye, like, what did they do over there? Like, I didn't want to get into too much detail, but then she brought it to my attention, and she was like, "My son is a programmer and a maintenance person for casino slot machines and shit."
So he was quite close to the incident.
They are, and she explained his full job detail. By the way, the job actually sounded he's so much fun, like touring around the world and doing all these machines. Anyway, she was telling me that he was, at the casino next to the hotel, in the hotel. I don't know if it was nearby the hotel. And at the time of the concert, excuse me, our son was just about to start his shift, and then that's when he heard all the bullets and stuff. And
so were these guys Scots that were over there working?
No, the people over here were Scottish. His parents, his mum and dad were Scottish.
Is this boy as well, or is he American?
No, he's Scottish. But
he's travelling over there.
He tours all the world,
Got you.
But primarily he's based in America, because obviously that's where all the big casinos are, I assume. And he was walking past and he saw the bullets flying for the hotel, for where he works. That opened my eyes. Like, I was like, fucking hell.
You're that close to that.
So basically, they were telling me that he'd phoned that night and told him what had happened before it was, well, no, that night, like quite instantly, told him what was happening. And obviously his mum she came across as somebody who was quite panicky at first glance. and she was in tears and stuff when they were on the phone. He was like, "Look, Mum, I'm safe, blah blah blah. I'm miles away from it. Well, not miles away. I'm far away from it. Aye, I can see the bullets. I'm safe. It's fine. I just want to tell you what's happening." So this is before obviously it hit the news fully, and his the daughter stays far away from there. Like luckily enough.
Does she stay in Vegas as well?
She stays in Vegas as well. With her brother, two of them. They've got their own. They obviously stay in this big house, and it's like the semi-detached. Show me pictures and stuff. It was really nice. But the brother and sister stay next to each other.
What age are they? Did you know roughly?
Taking a look at her son, I would say he's maybe about late 20s, maybe 25, 27, 28.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't tell you what age his daughter was. Never saw a picture on him. So I know she was a bit younger though. And she's over there doing like what do they call it over there? Like a masters. Is that what they call it over there?
I mean, that's what you call it here. I mean, it still could be the same. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, she's doing. I think it's
the equivalent of a masters. We'll say.
In psychology and stuff like that over there. So they're both over there. And she was telling me how he recorded some of the bullets flying for the hotel room, and I was like, fucking holy, like wow.
Yeah.
Opened my eyes to that. And she was telling me how like after the whole thing calmed down, the police were evacuating the casinos and they were evacuating hotels and stuff, and they saw these bodies and stuff. It was just a horrible thing, he says, and he's coming over next weekend back to Scotland.
Yeah.
To get away for the drama and stuff, but it's like that's crazy, like.
It's pretty mad. It's a surprise about how small the world is, obviously. I know you don't know this person, but like, you're able to get almost an insider's kind of story from that just from working the food shop. That's
what I was so it's like so blessed to meet people like who have family over in these places where these things are happening.
Yeah. And
you get to hear like first like class information for these people. You know what I mean? She's on the phone in tears and her husband's sitting next to her.
It sounds like a movie sort of thing, doesn't it?
It does, aye. It was crazy though, and they weren't willing to show me the video with the bullets.
I mean, I don't blame them.
I'm quite glad, to be honest, but
you're just like, oh shit.
They were like, she was like, I'll not show you the video with the bullets because quite frankly I don't know what type of person you are, whether you can take that or not. I was like, no, I appreciate that, it's fine.
Just like it.
I was like, oh, thank fuck for that. No, I see that.
Understandable.
But even at that, it's like horrible thing. Like, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it, I saw somewhere online, right, so Australia in 96 had its biggest ever mass shooting, right, 12 people were killed, yeah. Right. And from that, a week later, they banned all like guns in the country, like so you can buy like a personal firearm, that sort of thing, right? In
Australia, yeah.
Yeah, I can't mind what year Dunblane happened in Scotland. Well, was it 2000? Wait, was it 97 maybe? Because I thought it was a thing that came out. Anyway,
was it? I
should always know that. Huh?
Was it before we were born?
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
I mean, actually, do you know what? I'm going to Google it right now just so I can get an idea.
So Australia, they banned the firearms a week later, did you say?
Yeah.
Wow, they messing around.
Yeah, and if I can find when Dunblane took place, 96, right?
96.
So so the same year then. Right, so the same year then, obviously Dunblane happened. Primary school kids were killed, and then I think as well with that, under a week they banned like all guns and firearms sort of thing in Scotland, and it's incredibly strict to get like a sort of gun anyway over here. Basically
you need a license for it.
Yeah, you need a license, you get the thorough checks, and basically you need to be a farmer in order to get one. You've got to have no blemishes on your criminal record. Yeah, no. You've got to go through like 4 or 5 credit checks, 3 Equifax files, and there's so much stuff involved to even get an assault rifle, to get an air rifle. Yeah. Never mind an actual firearm, yeah. And then, right, so I don't know how many countries actually allow it in Europe, but I'm pretty sure it's only something like 3 allow like firearms sort of thing in Europe, but even then they've got really strict laws. America there's just had 58 people killed in their biggest ever mass shooting, not to talk about the probably hundreds before that, where a minimum one person's been killed, sort of thing.
Was there one in Palm Bay as well, or something like that? It was called.
I can't remember.
There is so many that's happened in America though.
Why can't they? I know this whole bullshit of like the constitutions and that.
The Americans see it as a right.
How many? But how many though? Right, of those people, yeah. What I actually want to know is, right, see the people, yeah, that have had a loved one killed in one of those mass shootings. How many of them were up for owning firearms beforehand, but have changed their minds since? Because I bet you it's well over the 50% mark.
So people who's had loved ones
like taken away cause of the shooting, sort of thing.
Wanted firearms ban, but then changed their mind.
And no, sorry, like they're all like, so beforehand they've had like their daughter, their son, their wife. Yeah.
Right, I know what you mean now.
Like, so they've had the firearms. They're all like, yes, we want our firearms. It's part of our society, and then
it's a right for us to have this.
And then, but as soon as like they've been on the receiving end of something dreadful like that, they've gone, no, actually, we don't want it. And I'm not blaming these people for it. I'm just curious to wonder because
I think it's the same with everything though. You don't realise stuff has happened until
it's too late.
It's too late, and it's so true with almost everything. But in the shooting in particular, you're definitely right with the whole American 50% thing. Like over half of those people who's had something happen to them is guaranteed to want.
I don't want to say as well they're nuts because that's a wee bit unfair because we don't know these people. But I don't see, if you're a sensible, thinking, logical human being, and this keeps happening to people.
Right.
Why do the guns, like, at least have, like, okay, maybe fine, you still want the guns, right, well, why don't you have really strict, like, laws in it? The trouble is they're actually in too deep now because there's no way they can, because I bet you any money if they said, right, within the week you need to hand in your firearm, then they'd be like, no, we're not doing that sort of thing.
It's easier than you would imagine. I think you put a law in place.
No, I think there'd be a big sort of like. I think there'd be hundreds of mass shootings if that happened because there'd be people thinking, no, this is my gun, sort of thing, and they're worried about maybe what the government or what someone else might do to them.
Well, bear in mind, every gun that was handed out in America has a serial number.
Yeah, but you can file them off.
You can file them off, but they can still be tracked.
Not some of them that have been passed over. Like either through gangs or other methods, but
I suppose. I mean, it's almost impossible if like you say, if gang members and stuff have got these guns, so that's almost impossible.
Yeah, and then that's another problem as well because if you take them away from, if you take away all the guns that were serial numbered and say something happens, then all the gangs own all the guns, and then they're thinking, shit, we've got an easy time now because no one else can own a gun. Like we're the main. They basically fucked themselves over. There's like no way you could do it, even if you, because I mean I don't know how much you know about American politics, but like the president basically has a thing where they can just like order a certain thing to go through and it can't be changed, sort of thing, and like unless something very serious happens. But you know, even if you did that and like you said, right, you have to round up all the guns, then you know I don't know what sort of effect that would have.
It's way too difficult, like you said. They're too deep in.
Yeah.
There's no getting out of what they're in.
Unfortunately.
It's the same way. It's the same way loads of things. But what I will say is, if it was as easy as taking all the guns off them, ideal. Even if you put a law in place to say if any firearm isn't handed in already, but he's caught with a firearm, maximum 10 years in prison, I still don't think it would change a lot. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean as well, America's sales are already well over full and stuff. The problem is though, right, it was a law that was introduced at the time to basically protect them of people like us, like an invader sort of thing. Trouble is now all that sort of thing isn't going to really happen again, and now you've just got hundreds of folk that are trigger happy with mental conditions and all that sort of problems.
Well, that's it. That's why there's been so many shootings.
Yeah, and another thing as well is like people will be keen to keep their guns because they're like, well, what about if there's another nutter out there that's going to do it? I want to be able to protect myself from that sort of thing. It's just, how can you live in a country where like you only feel safe if you keep a gun under your bed or something like that before you go to sleep at night? That's basically a war zone you live under. That isn't like a regular country.
It's not normal. It's not a normal lifestyle to have.
That's the thing though, it is for them. It's just not normal
Well,
for us.
it's a way of life for them, aye. It's a way of life, and it's they deem it as a it's a right that they should have a gun to protect their families and stuff. Which I get. You want to protect your family, but the firearm process isn't the way forward. Like.
Nah, definitely not.
Unless you're in fucking like Rio in Brazil, you get me. Like,
Yeah.
up in the favelas, you know what I mean? Like that shit, fair enough. But if,
is it fair enough? It'd still be better if they didn't have them.
well, aye, true. But if you know what I mean, I could understand if it's the favelas that had a mass shooting, like because guns are.
They probably do every day. To be fair, that's not an unfair point, right? As well, because like we cover America because America's always seen as this American dream sort of thing, and it's always a big thing like in America. However, I bet you any money that day there might have been like 2 or 3 people killed in the favelas using guns, but that wouldn't have got one report because that's just considered the norm over there.
Aye, that's it.
But it's quite weird because for America it's considered the norm as well, but it gets reported about just as much.
No something as big as this, so I mean, like the policy out there is wild. Like, if you don't obey them, fuck's sake, you're dead. Like, they shoot you. And it is like that. You know what I mean?
To be fair as well, like I know, like it's with anything, you're gonna get some that are absolute knobheads that are just like doing it to show their power, authority, and like, you know, control sort of thing. But there are probably some of them that are genuinely panicking for their own lives when they're like being policemen, especially if like you've always been a law-abiding policeman, and then like even though like especially in the last few years with all like the problems coming over with like black race crimes and all that sort of thing, you might actually feel worried like you're more likely to be attacked for that sort of thing. You'll be maybe more likely to go for your gun in order to protect yourself.
Aye, I know.
But unfortunately it's going to seem like a bit of a problem that can't get resolved in, well, ever maybe.
Aye, it's probably never ever going to be resolved. I mean,
You can have hope. I mean, even with Donald Trump in charge, maybe something will happen.
fucking going to need to have hope because it's just no.
Do you know what the weird thing is as well? I think Nevada, obviously where Las Vegas is probably one of the strictest gun laws city. Apart from New York, I think it's up there as the strictest gun law city. Like, you're basically not allowed any sort of firearms.
Aye.
And even then, with like the really strict ones, they still managed to get through that with automatic guns and all that.
The thing is though, you know, he's maybe went from state to state.
Maybe.
In a suitcase up to the hotel, because the hotel take the suitcase for you. They don't scan it and x-ray it or look in it and shit.
That's the worry. Like, is it going to get to that point now in the future where they're going to have to x-ray like airport style to like? I know, like at American, like big American like sport events, they'll like scan you through. Like even, I mind seeing that like even some high schools they have fucking you know, the airport sort of things like as you go through. Like fucking hell, how bad is that? The fucking they have to get scanned when you go through.
I think it's a good thing if anything though. Like, you know,
but that's the point in your life where you got to. You need to fucking like scan them down at schools.
I know, wild. Excuse me. I saw the Coldplay concert that was in America. They had the scanners you had to walk through, but you're right in what you're saying. We're at that stage of life where it seems normal to have to get scanned before you go into a place.
Yeah, especially what was like a concert that was on.
It was called a Coldplay concert. It was just you had to walk through a scanner. I had to take all your metal stuff off you, walk through a scanner, and then like pretty much undress yourself, fucking go through, redress yourself, and then that'd be you. It's like you can't even need that to go and enjoy a concert. You know what I mean? But there is.
There's that. Line in life.
There's bad people out there.
Unfortunately. Right, something else I wanted to talk to you about, completely different to the America thing. Not any more lighter a subject, though you'll be maybe not glad to hear. But we got a talk right in college the other day, and I kind of wanted to have a word with it, so I've just let me bring out the quote. So during the first 3 weeks of universities in Scotland, a quarter of women that went to said unis reported sexual harassment in the first 3 weeks. Now obviously the first 3 weeks is sort of like freshers time, And I know like freshers has passed and everything like now, but it's pretty mad that a quarter of the women were talking about sexual harassment, and it wasn't weird because it's going to sound really bad, but I kind of expected it, right? So like, say in our class we've got about 70 to 30 women sort of demographic in our class, and our teacher sort of went, alright then, for the lasses, put up your hands if you've been sexually harassed before, sort of thing, in like a club or a bar or whatever. And I think apart from like 2 of them, like they all put up their hands, sort of thing. It's pretty mad to think, especially at the first time, that you basically are sort of thinking, shit.
I mean, I've got a few queries on it though.
Right, okay.
I mean, what did it deem sexual harassment?
Sexual harassment is any basically physical contact, but like any physical unwanted contact they deemed. So like, whether if it was like getting touched up in the arse,
groping, right.
But the thing was, right, we got this talk from these two people, right. One was a guy, and he was about 25, I think he was,
right.
And he basically said, look, when I turned 18, right, I was like bad like these people. I didn't really see the problem in it, basically, because he said, I saw other people doing it and you just wanted, like, it meant no harm over it, he just like would go over and start like touching up lassie because he thought that was the way to sort of like get their attention, getting stuff on you. He said though after a year he realised how wrong it was and completely stopped. He said that doesn't excuse for what he did, but he wants to try and like obviously deter other young men away from doing it. And he says it was maybe from a case of naivety and maybe misunderstanding when you're drunk, sort of thing, that maybe led to it.
I mean, if you're walking up and touching a pair of tits, you're in the wrong. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean like.
But what I'm thinking, right, is picture this. You're in the famous foo bar here, right?
The famous foo bar.
Right.
Excuse me, dusk is where I.
Sorry, dusk is where you're at, right?
Because that's cheap.
Right, you're in the famous dusk, right?
Yeah.
And you walk up to the bar, right, and there's a couple of lasses there, and then they give you the nod to come here. Knowing that way, like
give you the eyes.
Give you the eyes, so you sort of make your way here. Mm-hmm. Is it deemed wrong to maybe put your arm around them?
No, they weren't counting that as wrong.
No, but you put your arm around her, right, and you start talking to her, you're like, blah blah blah, my name's this, and you start talking, and slowly your hand moves down. Now she doesn't move it away, then states that she's been sexually harassed. This is where my confusion is, right? Because
like, so maybe before she was okay with it, but then maybe as it got further on, she maybe got too scared to say.
This is what it is. Right? See if somebody's touching your ass, or worst case scenario, they're touching your tits.
Well,
and
or they're because like.
Well, I mean, if you're going for.
I'll say what because there's the last game talk to us, but I'll let you go first.
Cool. If you're touching any of the frontal, the front area, shall we say, then you're automatic in the wrong. Like, even if you're touching the arse, like I'd still, if it's unwanted and they ask you to remove it, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, you need to.
But if you have got your hand on there and she's not moving it, but then afterwards, like say her mates come up to you and go, you've sexually harassed her, blah blah blah. She's always right, isn't she? In that sense, and it's.
Well,
it's see, I find it so difficult. See, when all these lasses say I've been sexually harassed, or I've had this, or I've had that done to me, could they have avoided it? Is the way I see it.
So you're saying maybe you want them to say it at the time instead of.
So,
but I mean, that's the fear factor that might come in as well. Maybe she's nervous and like.
I get that. If you don't want to talk about it,
it completely understands as well. Say if a lassie though doesn't get nervous and says to them, "Can you leave me alone?" You have to leave them alone straight away. It's the same as well for lassies to guys as well. If you say, "Can you leave me alone?" You have to, otherwise you're in the wrong. You're sexually harassing.
Aye, I know. I find it's such a touchy subject, isn't it?
It is, especially because maybe we're not of the demographic that's best suited to. But the thing that interested me was right. So then we've got a lassie in our class who, well, she isn't in our class. We've got 2 classes, and then they split up. So, like they split together sometimes for like some classes. And how shall we say, she's quite of the feminist breed, and basically when this was getting talked about sort of thing, she was like, oh yeah, no, men just get over like confident with their male privilege sort of thing. And the teacher as well, who's a lassie, sort of said to her, Right, okay then. I want, like, so bear in mind, right, this teacher who, well, again, names on names for this, she was, like, she's quite a quiet person, yeah, she's in her mid-30s, she never gives away the sort of thing of doing anything uninnocent, yeah. She's a radio presenter on Capital sometimes, and she was basically saying to her, right then, so-and-so, have you ever been at a wedding sort of thing? She's like, yeah. Went, well, you've been there, so ever been like guys with kilts on? And she was like, yeah, aye. He went, now, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong that comes from this, right? Have you though at any point tried to look or maybe get a feel around for guys wearing these kilts sort of thing? And then she went, yeah, I have once or twice sort of thing. And then she went, right, I have as well. And then she went, right, to the girls again, can you put up your hand if you've done that? And only like 2 or 3 put up their hand. We went, right, well that's still sexual harassment, that's just as bad, but it's such a taboo, but she was basically like, because it's such a taboo thing of mainly women getting more sexually harassed than men, that's just considered, you know, you just need to get on with it sort of thing.
See, the thing is, that's a quality point now. See, if somebody says to me, you know, we were doing that, you know, if you've watched the previous podcast, you might have heard the wee game where we shout out a topic and we get a quick brief answer on it. If at that point, if you say sexual harassment to me, first thing that comes into my head is girls. Like,
it is.
And if you say, right, this again, touchy subject, but if you say rape, first thing that comes into my head is women, right?
That's probably fair. True. I would say the same.
So like all these, I mean, it's such a bad mindset to have.
It is. It's a terrible, but you can't help it.
It's the way we've been brought up. Is like, I don't know.
Guys don't get raped.
Aye. Well, I've heard that.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like that is the stereotype. Guys don't get raped. Only the girls do.
Aye.
You're a guy. You can overpower it.
Aye. And same way, you know, sexual harassment, you can't get sexual harassed as a guy.
Well, that was
no, all guys love all asses touching them. It's like, that's not the way it is.
No, but like you can see her sort of going, oh yeah, shit, it isn't always right. Aye. And the guy as well said that he's also like, I should probably say, right, okay, so I've had maybe one encounter of this happened to me personally, right? So I was in dusk one night. It was about 10 minutes before we were about to leave. Yeah, I was there for a friend's birthday. There was also another group of folk that I knew, so I was sort of going in between them, right? And then this lassie who was with the group of, I only knew one lassie, this group of friends, and I was just talking to her, right? Anyway, it came to about the end of the night. I turned around to leave, right? And this lassie who only came up to about like my neck sort of thing, out of nowhere just shoved her hand in my trousers. And then like I was just sort of like looking at her, and then she was just sort of looking at me, and it was very fucking weird. And then she was sort of like, oh, then do you want anything from this sort of thing? I'm like, no, can you go away please? And then she just sort of took her hands out like sort of thing, and she just went, fine then, whatever, and just walked away sort of thing.
See, if you said that to any other person, like any other guy, one of your mates, right, maybe no your mates in fact, say you say,
you're getting what I mean, like a typical lad thing, yeah.
Aye, typical lad thing. Any guy would go, well, what the fuck do you know there for? Like, do you know what I mean? That's what a typical guy would. Now, say there are 6 girls. Say that, right? Say you've got people invited over here just now, right?
Aye.
So say you've got 3 mates. Say you've got, I'll bust names. Say you've got you and Connor Lewis, right? And they're sat behind here watching us now, right? And you says that. I think maybe I would go, why did you know? Why did you not take her home? I'm going to guess Lewis would maybe go, why did you not take her home?
It's more the shock factor, right? So like, well, like she wasn't a bad looking lass, right? But because I've personally never experienced that before, I was just sort of like, oh, what the fuck? And then I was there with my friends and they thought I saw something, and they were like, oh, do you know that lass? I'm like, no, I just didn't explain to them. And then the next day I was driving out to Falkirk with one of them, and then she was like, oh, what happened between you and the lass? I told that story, and she went, that's sexual harassment, why didn't you tell like us or anything? Like, I don't know what it was, right, but it seemed genuinely, right, until that moment there, right, I only then thought, right, oh, it kind of is.
Because we didn't see it in that way. Did they see that?
No, I'm not saying like it wasn't like a bad experience. I personally didn't want it just because, well, one, I never talked it. It was more the sort of shock factor of like, oh, shit, I wasn't expecting this sort of thing. Like, I genuinely not, like, she was with her friends, right, but I genuinely hadn't talked to her like the entire night. She was quite drunk, is to be fair said. But then she was, well, like, my friend was like, you really should have fucking said, like, that's really bad. And it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed like, unless something had actually happened, like I was like injured or something like that, I genuinely wouldn't have like bothered to. I don't know if that's bad.
How awkward is that though, like the hand in there and what's your name?
No, it wasn't that. She was just like, do you want anything from this sort of thing? It's just like, no, it just seems it's a wee bit fucking sleazy, to be honest. And to be honest, I was already trying on with some other lassie. Nothing sexual harassment, but like I was talking to this lassie for the whole night anyway.
Aye.
And I was more interested in getting my way with her, to be honest. But I sort of thought, you know that way, like you don't. It's going back to that thing of like only women get sexually harassed. I only thought in that moment, shit, I actually have been. I just.
Would you say it's harassment that you?
Like, see, right, if that happened to one, like, see if, like, see, I was there with, like,
Were you uncomfortable at the time?
Yeah.
Aye.
See, I didn't expect it. See, like, though, like, I know this is bad, but I'm thinking about it. So, see if I'd seen, like, a guy do that to one of my friends who were lassies there, I'd be fucking raging at the boy, and, like, I'd be getting the bouncers over and telling what happened, making sure she's okay, sort of thing, but I don't know, I didn't.
But just like your pal, like the lassie says to you the next day, if you told her, like, what would they have done? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, there's nothing that you can really do, but like, I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, no, so what I was going to say was, there was a girl also in that talk there with that guy, and she was basically saying about like the sort of things that happened to her on the night out, and it's really bad when you hear like some of the things, like she had said like she has to wear cycling shorts out every time she goes on a night out, like underneath her dress and that, so like folk can't basically pop a finger in, because she's had that happen to her a few times, like in a crowded bar. And she's sort of saying like, look, I don't blame like the bouncers and that for not doing anything, because it's an incredibly busy like area sometimes, because she was from Glasgow, but she went to university at Bristol, I think she said. And she was basically saying, look, it's a very busy like club. It's basically impossible to see, especially if it's like at lower like waist height. You can't often see that if you're like searching, because often you're looking at head height. But no, it's fucking horrible that folk have to wear fucking cycling shorts as protection on a night out because of fear of like some person doing that to you.
Aye, like that's beyond crazy stuff. Aye, well,
nah, but
that's still an amazing. Going back to the original topic, we're still on the topic, but that's an amazing 30%.
What? Oh, that was a quarter.
Sorry, in the third week.
Like I think, and they were sort of saying to us, you know, like, look, you're drunk, you might. I think they worded it something like, you're drunk, your hormones are basically at peak. Most people are often want a shag at that point. And they said, that's fine, go away and do that, just make sure, you know, you're following the law and you're trying to be, you know, and you're being, and they basically said, make sure you're being a gentleman and a lady about it, and they went, I know that's kind of cringy to say, but if you're a guy, don't go fumbling around with her if she doesn't want it, and if you're a girl, don't keep fumbling around with it, with her sort of thing, with him, sorry. And as well, both gender, like, sometimes it might happen to both genders as well, sort of thing. But yeah, no, the other thing is they gave us a number, which you're like, it's a 24-hour helpline. If like you've had anything like this experience, number you should phone is 0808 2000 247. That's 0808 2000 247. So 24-hour helpline, and they'll basically help you with any of your problems that you've got, sort of thing. And I think that's important. The one other thing they did say to us as well is, thing that they advised against is don't phone the police during the moment, because if you're in a club and you've been touched up, the police won't. They said it's bad, but basically the police won't prioritise it as like the first sort of line of call, unless like someone's actually been like basically raped or someone's been injured, sort of thing. And like also then once the police come, it's difficult to identify the person, and basically the other person's got no evidence, because like if they wash their hands, basically they've got no evidence on them, sort of thing.
Right. That's a thing that always popped in. That's aye.
But yeah, no, I said phone this helpline if you've got any problems or you've experienced anything like that on the night out, and they should be able to help you.
Fucking horrible. Man, there's horrible people. Then again, people just do it because it's the way they're brought up. It's not intentional.
but you can't use that as an excuse. Like, okay, maybe if you're like 11 or 12, you might not know any better, but if you're 18, 19, 20, you know better. Like, don't fucking do it. I do it as well, maybe if it's because I've been predominantly brought up around women like most of my life, like my mum, my gran, like were two of like the main people that brought me up in my life, and I don't know if that's just maybe automatically. I'm not saying I've got more respect to women than you maybe, but I think it's maybe why I've got more respect than maybe an average person would.
Aye.
I don't know if that's just why I get quite touchy with them, because obviously I don't like to see that sort of things happen to folk.
Of course.
But hey.
It's a bad subject nonetheless.
Yeah, basically, don't be a cunt is the end of the day.
Pretty much, aye.
Because what you're trying to get is what you are. But that's a good catchphrase, isn't it? That should be the catchphrase, but you're thinking we're going to never have AdSense if ever this goes anywhere.
That is a thumbnail. No, not a thumbnail. What's it called? The title. Fuck me.
Yeah, what you're trying to get. But yeah, it's a bit of a shorter podcast, but I think we'll leave it there. Me and Jamie are going to go away now and watch Scotland v Slovakia, is it?
Yep, at home, hand down, selling crowd.
2 more games, and if we win both of them, I think we qualify.
We need to win all 3, but Malta's a fucking breeze. Malta's a maybe.
I've got no hope, because basically the last 4 qualifications I watched, World Cup and Euros, it's always come to the last like 2 or 3 fixtures we needed to win to like qualify, and we've never done it.
Such a fucking...
The worst one for me was Euro.
What a way to down on the mid, mate.
What's it?
What a way to put it down on the mid. Unbelievable. We're doing it this time, mate. We're doing it this time. This is our year. Telling you, mate.
I'm going to see for the next podcast, I'm going to like soundbite that and just play it at the start for Jamie.
That's fine.
And if we qualify, we'll be
shit.
Yeah, basically, nah. Do you know what the worst one was though? Like, see if we could qualify for your.
If we win tonight, I genuinely think we'll qualify.
I mean, this is the toughest opponent, so
yeah. You've got Hamsick and Scuttle, my man Scuttle.
Yeah. But anyway, hopefully we'll win tonight. Next week, returning with a guest, we're going to have... Oh, actually, no, before we finish, you might have seen some changes on the YouTube channel now. That's just design purposes, and also, basically, I like the name. Nothing really is changing about the YouTube channel at the moment. I just wanted a rebranding strategy and hoping that basically we can attract more of an audience, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to tell our stories to more people, because I think we're getting better at it, certainly over time.
And we've got the best stories going.
Yeah. Right, anyway though, until next week, we're going to be on with my flatmate Duncan, if he's actually well this time.
So potentially.
Potentially, if not, we'll have another guest. But anyway, I've been Liam Whyte.
And I've been Jamie Allan.
And you've been watching Chat, and see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.